There's this saying, what happens in life doesn't matter as much as how you react to it. Now, I'm very sure that is not exactly how it goes, but at this point, I can't go and start looking. It is share the same message, so it is close enough. So let's say, for instance, two people send a text to the same person, and this person, for whatever reason, doesn't get back to either of them. Out of the two people, one might say, I knew it. She doesn't like me. I said it, she's always quiet when she's around me, or there's a way she was looking at me yesterday, I knew something was wrong, I must have done something wrong, what did I do this time, And they might spend like an entire day agonizing over what they believe is wrong. And the other person might do the exact opposite. He or she might say, you know what, this person is probably just busy. I'm very sure as soon as they have the time, maybe they didn't see my text or something, as soon as they are free, they are going to get back to me and there's no problem, nothing's wrong, everything is cool. So I did some digging and I'm sure there are a lot of reasons why this happens, but for today, for this video, we are going, why did I say for this video, like I'm posting 2 videos today. Anyway, for today, we are going to be talking about one that I find really interesting, and that is self-esteem. So first, let's talk about the concept of self-esteem. I found this definition that I really like, and this is how it goes. It says, self-esteem can be defined as the degree to which a person likes, values, and accepts himself or herself. This isn't about how arrogant a person is, and is not about how humble a person is. It is essentially your overall evaluation of your own worth. Like, you have looked at yourself and you have decided, okay, this is my own worth. It's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen those videos where someone says, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, something like that. I always believe that what people think about you doesn't matter as much as what you think about yourself. And you can see, because self-esteem creates patterns, like actual behavioral patterns. It decides how you interpret the world around you, conversations, social interactions, events. It affects all of that. So let's go back to our earlier example about the unanswered text. Now, in this context, the first person is clearly someone with low self-esteem. She is an overthinker. She is someone who generally runs on a "what did I do wrong?" software. They are like detectives. It's like they're always looking for a hidden meaning somewhere. Even though they didn't drop it, they would look for it. It's like they expect something to go wrong and they are always looking for a sign of rejection. And personally, I believe if you look for something hard enough, you will find it. So you could be talking to someone and they say something funny and you don't laugh. And they go, oh, she hates me because you did not laugh. There's actually a study that shows that people who have low self-esteem spot angry faces even when those faces are actually neutral. Like I said, when you look for something hard enough, you will see it. Now let's talk about the next person, who again in this context is someone with a high self-esteem. So generally, people who have high self-esteem have a positive view of themselves and their relationships. And we're not just talking about optimism now. This is an actual bias in how they process information. To them, everything is good. There is no problem with who they are. And generally, this is a very good thing. It is actually very healthy to have high self-esteem, a high sense of self. But it could get excessive. You see, someone with an overly high sense of self might not be seeing what is right in front of them. You could leave hints from today till next year. You could write cards. You could even go as far as saying straight to their faces, I don't like you, and they still won't see it. They could get to the point where they ignore obviously malicious behavior. They excuse it, and you can tell that this behavior is not normal, but they just keep making excuses. And a lot of times they can even end up believing they are always right. Now, note I didn't say everyone with high self-esteem. I said people with overly high self-esteem. So anyways, as you can see, self-esteem doesn't just affect the way we feel about ourselves. I know the name has self, but it also changes how we interpret others' behaviors towards us. And this affects a lot of things in your life. Let's say your mental health, for example. Someone with low self-esteem who is constantly looking for what they did wrong, always looking for the first sign that someone is angry with them, they could end up developing anxiety, and even relationships suffer. Now, for this example, let's use someone with an overly high self-esteem. Overly high self-esteem. Let's say they are married and their spouse is terribly angry with them. They've done something really hurtful to their spouse. They may be unable to see it. They might say everything is fine, nothing's wrong, even though that's not the case. And it also affects very important life choices, because let's say someone who has low self-esteem, they could settle for a job that they are terribly overqualified for. They know they are overqualified. Anyone can tell they are overqualified, but they stay in that job simply because they don't believe they could get more. So as you can see, it is very important to have a balance. And the good news is, seeing as these are behavioral patterns, that means they can be changed. They aren't permanent. Don't let anybody deceive you. So for someone with low self-esteem, I suggest try using a maybe list. So the next time you find yourself jumping into a negative conclusion, stop and try to come up with alternative explanations. Actually give people the benefit of the doubt. Ask yourself what proof you actually have to support this negative claim. Don't give yourself unnecessary stress. And most importantly, try to be kinder to yourself. Now, for someone with high self-esteem, to ensure you're not interpreting things the wrong way, I suggest you try to observe patterns. Are there any recurring behaviors or problems that you have been ignoring? And I suggest you get into the habit of asking instead of just assuming. Okay, well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Oh, and in case you aren't sure where your self-esteem currently is, I have a quiz on my channel that you can take to find out. See you next time. Bye.